Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Charles. You're watching Saber Chicken TV. Back at it for a brand new video. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn post notifications so you'll be notified every single time I drop a brand new video on this channel. Now, today I have six stories for you guys today. Our first story is going to take place in Chicago. Chicago is going to take an L. This story happened a year ago, and individuals responsible have just been found guilty. So, a teen is convicted in a juvenile court in the shooting that killed a 7-year-old boy in Chicago. Let me second, let's scroll up. I'm on CBS. Chicago CBS. A teen was found guilty Friday in the murder of a 7-year-old boy who was killed by a stray bullet in his Humboldt Parkway neighborhood home about a year ago and a half ago. A Cook County juvenile court judge found the now 17-year-old boy guilty of the murder of Akeem Briscoe. The boy was 15 when he was arrested in the 2022 murder. So this happened back in 2022. On Wednesday, October 26, 2022, Akeem was washing his hands before supper in the bathroom of his family's home in the 2600 block of West Potomac Avenue when a stray bullet entered the window and killed the second grader. The shooting was the result of a gang fight outside. A total of 19 shots were fired in all. Akeem's mother, Diadra Misters, a nursing assistant, lay on the phone next to her son trying to stop the bleeding. I looking at seeing the hole in his shirt, he was shot in the stomach. Mister told CBS 2, so I just started to hold the pressure on the wound. He didn't lose consciousness right away. He just kept trying to reassure me that he was okay. He was saying, I'm going to be okay, mommy. I'm okay, mommy. Those will be the last words she would ever hear from him. He died hours later in the hospital. Akeem's death was another in a series of killings that have made headlines, and those children were the victims and teens doing the shooting. Joseph Serrano, then 19, and the teen who was convicted Friday were charged with Akeem's shooting death. Serrano has pled not guilty. On Thursday, in the middle of the trial, the 17-year-old was arrested in a separate incident. This time, the teen was arrested by Chicago vehicular hijacking team on allegations of possession of a stolen vehicle. How could such a thing happen when he is in the middle of a trial? The answer is that the teen was not locked up in the Cook County Juvenile Temporary Detention Center during the trial. He has been free. After Akeem was struck by the stray bullet, at least 19 empty bullet casings were found next to his house. At the time, the alleged killer was only 15 and 3 days shy of his 16th birthday. If he had been 16 at the time of the shooting, he would have been tried as an adult. After the verdict Friday, Mr. told CBS 2 she was relieved, but she was also upset knowing that as a juvenile offender, the teen will be released when he turns 21 years old. Here's the news video.
A second grader was killed by a stray bullet from a gang fight outside his Humboldt Park home. The accused teenage gunman was found guilty tonight by a Cook County juvenile judge.
A boy shot and killed in his own home, washing his hands for dinner. We're learning new details about that shooting last night in Humboldt Park. The 7-year-old victim has been identified as Akeem Briscoe. Our Tara Mulligan spent the day in the neighborhood talking with the little boy's family. She joins us now live in Humboldt Park. Tara?
Joe, family tells us this little boy was a really sweet little kid, loved to talk, loved to go to school, was really excited to go on a scheduled field trip today. But he was washing his hands in the bathroom of his family home when he was shot and killed.
He was washing his hands, get prepared for dinner. Get prepared for dinner.
Still in disbelief, Tarivia Misters talked to us about his nephew, 7-year-old Akeem Briscoe, shot and killed in the bathroom of his home Wednesday night when a bullet came through the window. He was rushed to Stroger Hospital, but died from his injuries.
So, he was a good little kid, man. Just didn't get a chance to experience life all the way. There's too much killing going around in Chicago, man.
The shots are believed to have come from the alley behind the home, where multiple shell casings were found. Police say they don't believe anyone in the house with him was the intended target. The family doesn't want to share photos of the 7-year-old, telling me his father passed away earlier this month. They just laid him to rest days ago.
Just had his wake Saturday, and now 4 days later, his son got hit by a straight bullet.
Mr. says his nephew loved school and was looking forward to his scheduled field trip today.
He loved playing with his friends. He loved doing a bunch of other things. Definitely loved talking.
And couldn't help but smile just thinking about him.
And it's a young boy, happy, every day happy. My nephew just got hit with a straight bullet. So that lets you know that you can die any day in Chicago. You ain't got to be no age. It's no age limit to a bullet that ain't got no name on it.
The little boy's family wants to see whoever is behind this punished to the full extent of the law. We have been checking in with Chicago police throughout the day on this. Still heading into this evening, no one in custody, but we'll continue checking in and we'll continue bringing you the very latest. More charges in connection with the shooting death of a 7-year-old boy. Akeem Briscoe was killed by a stray bullet in Humboldt Park last month. Police say he was in the bathroom washing his hands when that bullet came through the window and hit him. This morning, police announced murder charges against 2 additional men, an 18-year-old and a 19-year-old. You may remember a 16-year-old was arrested earlier this week and charged with murder. Also new at 11, one person dead, 2 others hurt after. Late tonight, a guilty verdict in the high-profile killing of 7-year-old Akeem Briscoe. The second grader was killed by a stray bullet from a gang fight outside his Humboldt Park home. The accused teenage gunman was found guilty tonight by a Cook County juvenile judge.
One second. Okay, this is my thoughts. Number one, that teen that also was convicted in juvenile court. This is my opinion. That teen should have been tried as an adult because you knew what you were doing when you chose to shoot a gun and participate in a shooting that resulted in the death of the 7-year-old innocent child. And again, bullets don't have names on it. So you shooting a gun, you might as well just let yourself a life sentence because you already ruined your life at that point. Chicago is one of the deadliest places in America. And the fact that you can't even relax in your own home, wash your own hands, play outside because you have people who choose to beef with each other in opposite gangs and committing murders against each other and shooting at each other. There's children who are in these houses and you're shooting bullets from a gun. Guns have no names on. So when you kill somebody, that is called murder. And I hope everybody involved is found guilty and go to prison. Because this was uncalled for, and no one deserves to lose their life behind individuals who are being reckless. It was reckless to be shooting at a house to begin with, and it caused seven, a 7-year-old. Yeah, caused a 7-year-old to lose his life. So justice needs to be served. We're killing our own kind. We are killing our own kind, and it just needs to stop because there's no need for it. So the story happened a year ago, and they just been convicted, I believe, not too long ago. They just been convicted. So, all right, let's talk about the next story. Look it up, and we'll get straight into it. So this is the story of Mercedes Lozoya. 5-year-old faced extreme torture before death. Texas cops say mom's boyfriend is sentenced. So Texas is going to take an L. So this is the victim question. She was 5 years old. Her name was Mercedes Lozoya. A Texas man was given a life sentence 2 years after officials say he severely abused his girlfriend's 5-year-old daughter, leading to her death. On February the 7th, 2022, Katrina Mendoza brought her unresponsive 5-year-old daughter, Mercedes Lozoya, to a hospital where she was pronounced dead, according to an arrest affidavit. At first, when officials examined Mercedes' body, they found sections of hair missing and bruises, scratches, cuts, and swelling on almost every visible portion of her body, the affidavit said. There were also appeared to be small puncture wounds on the bottoms of her feet, officials said. Authorities said they soon uncovered a case of extreme abuse and torture. When Mendoza was questioned by authorities, she said her boyfriend, Jose Ruiz, abused Mercedes, according to officials. Mendoza told police the abuse began about 3 weeks earlier when she called Ruiz and asked for help disciplining Mercedes. Court records said she said Ruiz punished Mercedes by making her hold up heavy items and pinching her, according to officials. Shortly after, Mendoza said the abuse continued when she moved herself Mercedes and her 6-year-old daughter in the Ruiz official said. Mendoza told police she saw Ruiz physically beat Mercedes with belts in his hands while wearing rings, officials said, along with another incident when Ruiz is accused of forcing feces into Mercedes' mouth and smearing it on her face. She said she also witnessed Ruiz soak a sock in urine and make Mercedes suck on it and then aggressively pull the sock out of her mouth, causing 2 of her teeth to fall out, according to court records. When officials questioned Ruiz, he denied abusing Mercedes and said he punished her by slapping her expletive and making her stand in the corner, according to court records. He's also accused of admitting to making her hold her arms up, but said Mendoza was the one who beat Mercedes. McClatchy News reached out to attorneys for Ruiz and Mendoza on March 20th, but did not immediately hear back. She was very sweet. She loved God. She loved going to church. She loved school. She loved her sissy. Mercedes' great aunt, Emily Lozoya, told KENS5. Here's news video.
Well, the mother of a 5-year-old girl, Mercedes Lozoya, took Jordan College. You'll be known before you come to campus.
Hi, my name is
Devin.
Wait.
Well, the mother of a 5-year-old girl, Mercedes Lozoya, took the witness stand today in the trial of her ex-boyfriend. Katrina Mendoza and Jose Ruiz were charged in Lozoya's death in February 2022. In August, Mendoza took a plea deal which caps her possible prison time to 45 years. One of the conditions requires her to testify. KENS 5 reporter Zach Briggs is live with the latest on day 3 of this trial. Zach?
Another emotional and disturbing day in the courtroom. Just a warning, these are graphic descriptions of alleged child abuse. The state called up Katrina Mendoza to the witness stand. When initially questioned by the prosecution, Mendoza could not recall the correct year of her own daughter's death. Mendoza says she favored her older daughter, Jordan, over Mercedes Lozoya since she's her firstborn child. Mendoza says the extent of her involvement in disciplining Lozoya included spanking her with a belt and isolating her in the closet. But Mendoza said her at-the-time boyfriend, Jose Ruiz, stated she didn't go far enough to punish Lozoya when she wasn't behaving. The state presented the jury numerous photos from Ruiz's phone that displayed examples of Ruiz's alleged abuse of Lozoya. Mendoza says her ex-boyfriend would pull hair out of Lozoya's head, cover her mouth to the point of going unconscious, force her in a closet, and keeping her standing for hours at a time.
When Mercedes went in timeout, she'll be on her knees, and she would get tired of being on her knees, so she would put her butt on her legs. And in order for her to stop doing that, Jose put thumbtacks in her feet.
You put thumbtacks in her feet. How long did they stay there?
For hours.
And these photos were taken just 3 weeks before Lozoya's death on February 7, 2022. Ruiz faces up to life in prison if convicted. Reporting live downtown San Antonio, Zach Briggs, KENS 5.
There is
Dog and cat owners want to save money?
Then shop at Pet Care RX. We're a certified online pet pharmacy.
our top story at 10. Life in prison for the man convicted in the death of 5-year-old Mercedes Lozoya.
She died in 2022 after continuous abuse at the hands of Jose Ruiz. His punishment coming down just a few hours ago.
KENS 5 reporter Simone Simpson was in the courtroom and joins us live.
Simone?
ECs, it's been a long night here at the Bexar County Courthouse. Earlier this afternoon, the jury convicted Jose Ruiz on 7 counts of injury to a child and 1 count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Now, after the conviction came the punishment phase, with the jury working through most of the night to agree on a sentence for Ruiz. Then, just a couple of hours ago, the word of the sentence, the jury deciding Ruiz would spend the rest of his life in prison. Family says the punishment fitting for a man who abused and tortured a little girl as a form of punishment. We talked to Mercedes' family tonight.
This is an example that we have to live in the justice, which wasn't easy at first, but I do believe in it now and more than ever.
Mercedes' mom has taken a plea deal in this case and testified against Ruiz. Reporting live from the Cadena Reeves Courthouse, Simone Simpson, KENS 5.
All right, my thoughts about this particular case is that this mother, if you get a plea, this mother also needs life in prison without parole, or life in prison to spend the rest of her life in prison. Because why would you bring a man who's not the biological father of these children around your children and think that he's just gonna, talk to your children, Yet he used excessive force as punishment. He tortured your children in the worst way, or your child in the worst way. And this is the person you trusted around your children. And it tells me that you care more about your boyfriend, who's not the biological father of these children, than your own children. And to me, that's sad, because if you know this person was abusive to your children, he should have been put out the door by now. He should have been put out on the porch, and you should have moved on with your life. But to trust somebody that around your child that you knew was abusive tells me that you did not care about the safety of your children. So, to me, 40 years on a plea? In my opinion, I didn't give you more than 40 years. But this is a prime example of why you gotta be careful who you allow around your children. Be careful who you trust around your children. Be careful who you allow around your children, and also be careful who you think is suitable to be around your children. Because a lot of people have facades. They'll tell you one thing and do another. So I'm glad justice is served in this case, and justice for Mercedes, and also justice for her sister, who's going to grow up without Mercedes because of the hands of a sociopath. This was heinous, and a lot of people, unfortunately, is hurt behind this. And it's a sad thing that happened that should have never happened. So, we'll move on to story 3. Out of 6. I'm gonna resume on Monday. Have a good have a good